Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. Should we go for the YOLO? We're going to go ahead and kick it off with a hidden armory. Let's search out our twin swords of flashing. We also have celestial sextant, so we're going to go ahead and throw that one. Go ahead and reset one of the Hieratic cards. That card's actually one of the cards that we do need in our combo, but we're going to go ahead and use it now. We're going to go ahead and hit it up with the Lure of Darkness. We have no darks, no problem. YOLO. Okay. And hopefully next time we're going to go ahead and make a game. What do we have as targets for our Reborn? We got Sue, if I really need to. I'd rather just not do anything. Just go ahead and pass. He's not going to OTK. 100% not OTKing turn 1. Alright, so we see, oh my gosh, is that the passives? Oh my god. Alright, so we got Alexander Dragon. He'll get a 2 tokens. Well, it doesn't really matter because the monster that we're going to have has so much attack, it really doesn't matter too much. Anyways. Yo, dude, you're not going to be able to use that. And on top of that, the card that we're looking for is the Grand Maju. It won't actually let my opponent activate anything during the battle phase anyways, so he'll probably have like one card. Hit him with that red reboot. It's great stuff, dude, great stuff. Now, unfortunately here, I'm not gonna, well, I guess I can do this. This also works. I'm gonna banish 6 cards, dude. I'm going for this big boy place. We're looking to make a game here. So hopefully we can get a Hieratic Dragon, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, well, I can get doubles, so that's actually perfect. We actually don't need Evil Hero Infernal Gainer. It's either this card or this card. It's just, you're basically running 9 copies of, like, a card that gives you double attacks. Because this card, while it will have over 8,000 attacks, sometimes your opponent will have more than one monster on board. Looks like he's going to have a monster on board. So I'll leave one of the monsters and I'll distribute this and it'll have enough attack to actually make a game. But let's go ahead and start off with, of course, Hieratic Seal Convocation. And then we'll go ahead and get Ash Blossom, but I'll activate another one, no problem. So we'll go ahead and go for Tap to it, and then we'll also go for Sue. Two of the staple cards. But the Hieratics, all you really need is one of each, which is not too difficult. Celestial is Observatory now, because they actually changed the card's name. So we'll go ahead and do this. And we'll go for Sue. Special summon, we definitely don't want to set him. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go for this. It's kind of like the standard, like, bread and butter, if you will, of this archetype. So go ahead and summon another one. Later we will be getting out the Blue Eyes. It's just one of the highest attacking ones you can actually have access to. And then I guess we can tribute another Hieratic. Like, why not? I mean, is there really a downside? Or we're not gonna be able to really reborn anything else. So let me go ahead and just grab another Sue here. Oh, also I need to check what we banished. The only thing we really need here is to make sure that we did not banish all 3 copies of Atum. We actually banished 1. It's not really like an unlucky thing, it's just whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and make a Atum. And then you go ahead and summon a Reddish Darkness Metal Dragon. Are we good? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate this effect. It doesn't really matter what you detach in this instance, but go ahead and summon a Darkness Metal Dragon. It's going to have 0 stats, but it still does not negate the effects, which is the most important thing here. Solemn Strike. I'm going to go ahead and be like, I'm sorry, man, none of that going down over here. And then he can go ahead and set another one. At this point, doesn't really matter too much, though. I send a Witch's Strike. Okay, well, like I said, it's not going to really matter too much in this instance. In fact, we can distribute. So we know what these 2 are. There could be another card. I don't know. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really like hurt to go ahead and activate this effect. Getting rid of this card over here. It's just to pop another card. You never know when there might be something else. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and proc Sue's effect. It's going to go ahead and grab us Blue Eyes, which is going to give us extra attack. Anyways, next up, we're going to go ahead and special summon Gaia. It does do piercing damage. That is kind of cool. And we can go ahead and tribute all 3 of these for our big boss boy. And we still have our normal summon too. In fact, I'm wondering if you can make it attack, like, I don't think it would give you, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. This one also technically gives you a second attack during each battle phase. This also does piercing, which is kind of nice, so we can tribute like all 3 of these. So we're going to go ahead and special summon our big boss, big boss boy, Ren, Maju over here. And also, keep in mind, Sue's going to get that effect once again. So this is like the Hieratic build over here. Really cool stuff indeed. I'm going to go ahead and special summon another monster. Unless you got something else, man. Getting that blue eyes right back on the board. So you guys can see how you can make this pretty easy as far as OTK. I'm not supposed to summon that in attack position, but it's okay. Anyways, you can either summon Evil Hero Infernal Gainer and banish it, and the Fiend monster can attack twice. And obviously that would make it game against the majority of decks. And then also you can use Twin Swords of Flashing twice. You lose 500 attack, but you're going to attack twice anyways. I don't think you're going to get 4 attacks, but just for the sake of you know, the memes, let's go ahead and just do it. So we do have to discard a card. Oh, you know what? We do have to discard a card. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and equip it on this bad boy over here. And then it's once per turn, like if your opponent activates an effect, right? Once per turn, if you normal summon... Where's this one? If your opponent activates a card or effect, except during the damage. In fact, they can't even do anything during the damage step with the Maju Kaiser. I don't actually need like most of these cards. In fact, I think the reason why we have extra stuff is due to the Reborn. So at this point, it should actually be game. Unless we're going to get pranked by something. Like, dude, I swear if he runs Honest, I'm going to cry every time. Oh my gosh. So, he's going to take a bunch of damage, and this card can attack twice. Oh my god. Okay, so you don't actually need like 2 of these cards. You could probably get Ash Blossom at some point with one of the Hieratics. As long as you could just eventually bust out 3 of the cards, you should be okay. In fact, you should be able to actually beat your opponent in tag duels. But that was kind of fun. I'll give you guys your deck profile if you want it. It's more of a cheesy deck than anything. It's just an idea that I had because this card had just came out. The Maju Kaiser. I didn't really explain the effects, so I'm going to go ahead and explain it now that you guys have seen the gameplay and understand kind of how the deck runs. You can also technically run Red Reboot as well as Twin Twisters because the deck is technically still susceptible to back row when the card gets summoned. However, your opponent cannot activate any cards or effects during the battle phase, so that's actually pretty powerful. That includes everything, not just like spells and traps. That's any effects. I like that. But you do need to technically attack twice. A lot of times, you get the card up to a pretty decent amount of attacks. Like if you were to say tribute Blue Eyes, the Red Eyes, and like let's say this for 2600, you'd be able to deal a decent amount. I just happened to tribute the other card because I wanted to show you can actually get out Blue Eyes. There might be a lot more potential with this. In fact, I was looking at a lot of other cards to tribute. I was actually looking at like Ruling Karibo, although that one doesn't actually give you good stats because, well, it does give you that extra draw, plus it was a dark, so I can use it with Allure. That was my whole thought process with that. But yeah, basically, you summon this guy by triggering 3 like really big dragons, and your opponent can't activate anything, and you just swing for game for the most part. It's a pretty self-explanatory combo. But we are actually technically running 9 things that make it so it can kind of guarantee its game, even though you can get this card up to over 8,000 attack. If your opponent has one monster, that's not going to make it game. So what you're going to need to do is actually run something that's going to allow them to attack twice. So our options are Evil Hero Infernal Gainer, which makes it so you banish it, target a Fiend type monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. And during your second standby phase, after this effect was activated, you get to bring back this card. This card actually has a little bit of utility. Really wish this card was dark though, because it would make the alert targets much better. We're also running Hidden Armory, and that's just going to search out our Twin Swords. So basically, it's like nine copies of just something double attack. The only card you really need to draw, because you have like searchable, like this card can search out any of the other Hieratic that you're needing, and you have a lure. The only card that you really need to draw is Maju, and then you should pretty much have game most of the time, I would say. Anyways, onwards with the deck profile. So I'm running 1 copy of Blue Eyes. I'm running 3 of these just because it's a target with Celestial Observatory, and then also Alert of Darkness. And then we have Red Ice. Obviously, you need that for the combo. Then, of course, because it's a Maju Kaiser, like a one-punch-ish oriented deck, you probably want multiple copies. It's the only card that makes the combo difficult to like draw into. I was actually looking up a bunch of the search cards. Would Sangan help? You know, I mean, Sangan, since we're doing this live, I mean, it does let you add any monster with 15 or less, which can be kind of useful. It's a little slow, though, if you think about it. Because the problem is, with this card, it says, you cannot activate your cards or effects with that name for the rest of this turn. So I guess you'd set Sangan pass, and then you try to go into something, but I don't know. I feel like set Sangan pass, especially in this deck where it has like no back row really. If you want to, obviously you can drop like Magical Mallet. Maybe you can drop some of the hidden armoring cards. But I don't know. It's just the way I oriented the deck. You know, I was actually originally we were actually playing with Blackluster Soldier because like you have really easy access to throwing a light and a dark in the graveyard because the Hieratics are a light, and this is obviously going to go to the graveyard at some point, as well as this because you're going to be tributing it. And at that point, you probably don't need some of these cards, but I wanted to make him the star of the deck. But yeah, you could definitely play BLS, make it a Chaos variant, because you just need a small amount of extra damage. Almost every single time you'll get this card to like 8,000 plus. You just need to be able to clear like that one monster. In fact, you could run something like Lightning Vortex. There you go. Alright? You could definitely run Lynx, alright? I'm not a fan of Lynx, honestly. But you could definitely play them and maybe extend the combo a little further here. But, yeah, a 3 Maju, and then I'm running 3 Sooth, 3 Tefnuit, and then this card's basically attack twice. Then we got 3 Allures, 3 copies of Seal of Complication, search your cards, double of the pot, 2 Desires, 2 Indulgence. Running 3 copies of Hidden Armory, Celestial Observatory, Monster Reborn, 2 copies of Mallet, 3 copies of the Twin Swords of Flashing Light, Thrice. Then, of course, we had Red Reboot, which actually did indeed help us out. And then in these cheesy decks, the only thing that you really need in the extra deck is going to be the Thunder Charger, as well as, I think Bouncer's a pretty good card too. So is Exabeetle at times. But like, I think the most important cards are these. The rest of the stuff, add some links. Let me know what you would think would make a good like a good swap for you. I was also thinking about playing the Malefics. That could be another option as well if you wanted to build this deck. But then also I was going to try to run Shooting Star Bow CL, but like you need to get it to exactly 9,000 at that point, which would require you to get multiple like Blue Eyes out, which you could make the deck do. I just didn't opt to go for that variant, but that would be another option to make it one punch someone. Attack directly, your opponent can't activate cards or effects. That's pretty nasty, and then you have the Red Reboot or Twin Twisters to back up your stuff. I like it. I think it is a pretty nasty thing to run into, but it's more fun and casual and more like memes than anything. But anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know your thoughts on the Maju Kaiser Garzett. If there's any more combos, let me know down below. I just thought it worked pretty well in Hieratic, just because you have Sue to pop the extra back rows in case there's any other things. Luckily, we did have Red Reboot, but you can still see you can pop like 2 cards potentially with Sue, which can actually be pretty dang nice because you'll be bringing it back later down the line. Anyways, but thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos and crazy combos like the Maju Kaiser OTK.